soft light in the morning, golden glow at dusk. It felt alive, like it was watching, breathing, speaking to something deep inside you. But now the light feels white. It glares instead of glows. The sky around it looks artificial, milky, metallic. It doesn't rise the same way. It doesn't feel the same. People all over the world have reported this shift, and it's not just poetic. Something changed. Hundreds, maybe thousands of people have captured it. 2 visible suns at dawn. One brighter, one dimmer. One yellow, one white, one with flare, one without. Some say it's a lens flare. Others call it Nibiru. But what if one is real and one is a projection? Satellite-based light systems exist. Patents for artificial sun simulation exist. China has openly tested a second sun for agricultural control. And if you wanted to hide the real sun, you'd need to distract the eye with another. Has the sun been replaced? Not removed, filtered, mimicked, or partially masked? Here's how it may work. The sky is seeded with metallic particles via spraying. These particles reflect and scatter natural sunlight. High-altitude balloons, HAARP, and satellites project supplemental solar lighting. The real solar signal is filtered, bent, and redirected. It's not that the original sun is gone, it's that its light is no longer reaching you in full. And that matters, because sunlight isn't just heat and vitamin D, it's data. The ancients never said the sun was a ball of gas, not once. Not in Egypt, not in Babylon, not in Sumeria, not in Israel. The Vedas describe the sun as Surya, a conscious force, the eye of the gods, riding a chariot drawn by 7 horses, each representing a frequency. The Book of Enoch calls the sun a heavenly luminary, guided by angels of order, rising and setting through portals built into the firmament. The Essenes said the sun is the healer of the soul, a bridge between this world and the divine realm. In Egypt, Ra wasn't just a deity, it was a living being with will and memory, moving across the sky, not by orbit, but by command. None of these sources describe the sun as random, dead, or mechanical. They describe it as alive. Modern science won't admit it, but ancient wisdom and suppressed research agree. Sunlight isn't just energy, it's information. The human body has photoreceptors in the skin, retina, and pineal gland that directly interact with the sun. Sunlight carries biophotons that communicate with DNA, infrared harmonics that restructure water molecules in your cells, UV codes that stimulate hormone production, balance circadian rhythms, and boost serotonin, and full-spectrum frequencies that literally turn on dormant gene expressions. Why do you think depression spikes in winter? Why do mental health crises follow long grey months? Because we're cut off from the source signal. Across the world, people have started seeing it. A second luminous orb just above the horizon. Reflections where there should be one light source. Twin glows at sunrise or sunset. A white, clinical shine replacing the soft, golden hue of memory. Some write it off as lens flare, but others know what they saw. And it's not just visions. Governments and corporations have publicly discussed building artificial suns. In 2021, China announced its artificial sun fusion project. Solar reflectors and orbital mirrors have been proposed by climate researchers for decades. Patents exist for stratospheric sun simulation technology dating back to the 1980s. This isn't science fiction anymore, it's installation. Why build a second sun? Because the real one carries frequencies they can't manipulate. It energizes your spirit, aligns your internal compass, and awakens memory codes buried in your DNA. They don't want you receiving that, so they spray metallic particulates in the sky to diffuse incoming light. Use HAARP to ionize the upper atmosphere and bend signals. Launch orbital reflectors to scatter light artificially. Deploy high-altitude balloons to mimic or redirect solar presence. Install ground-based emitters and lenses to simulate brightness without code. What you see above you now might look like the sun, but it doesn't carry the same signal. How to tell the difference? If you're tuned in, you can feel the difference. The real sun makes you feel centered, calm, connected, timeless, whole. The false sun feels cold even when hot, white instead of gold, draining, not energizing, disconnected from the sky, too bright but somehow empty. The ancient sun nourished life, the new one controls it. And once you notice, you can't unsee it. In ancient cosmology, the sun wasn't just a light, it was a gate. The Egyptians believed the sun god Ra sailed through realms of the underworld by night and the heavens by day, carrying souls and energy across dimensions. The Vedic texts say the sun is a portal between worlds, not a fixed object. In the book of Malachi, the sun is called the sun of righteousness and with healing in its wings. And in Gnostic teachings, the sun is said to transmit soul memory, reminding beings of where they came from before incarnation. They weren't worshipping the sun, they were aligning with it, because the sun was the signal from the source. Now imagine you run a control system. You want people to forget who they are, to obey, to conform, to believe only what they're told, but the sun won't let them. It keeps activating memories, recharging their field, revealing timelines, unlocking the soul's internal blueprint. So you dim it, you diffuse it, you simulate it, because if enough people look at the real sun, unfiltered, unblocked, they start to wake up. They stop asking, what am I supposed to do? And they start asking, what am I here to remember? And that breaks everything. The solar hijack isn't about climate, it's not about safety, it's about containment. Because the sun is a trigger, and every 11-year cycle it pulses out new energy. Every so many centuries it releases light that fractures false systems. Solar flares don't just hit satellites, they hit souls. What if the coming solar maximum wasn't just a weather risk, but a cosmic override? A chance for mass remembrance, a frequency spike strong enough to collapse the veil. And what if that's why they're rushing to block the sky? Because if the real sun breaks through, the simulation ends. Realignment practices for solar memory. Here's how to begin reconnecting with the true sun. Morning light exposure. Within 30 minutes of waking, go outside. Let the first natural light hit your skin and your eyes. No sunglasses, no windows. This resets your circadian rhythm and reboots your pineal gland. Sun gazing at safe hours. At sunrise or sunset, gaze gently at the sun, never midday. Begin with 10 seconds and increase slowly. Speak your intention, I remember. Meditate in natural light. Let your thoughts stop. Let the transmission begin. Barefoot grounding, while sunlight touches you. This connects you to the earth grid and solar grid at the same time. Your bioelectric system syncs to the original matrix, not the synthetic overlay. You're not just receiving light, you're downloading truth. The artificial grid is failing. They can't stop the real sun forever. They can only block it temporarily. And the more of us that reconnect, the more cracks form in their false sky. As solar flares intensify, as magnetic poles shift, as frequencies rise, your body needs to be ready. Because when the full pulse comes, you'll either be activated or wiped out. There won't be time to prepare later. The sun you remember is calling, and it's waiting for you to look up and say, I remember.